Okay, hello again and welcome to Reason and Truth Ministries, where we are continuing our teaching on salvation. And salvation is something we dealt with last week, where we gave a broad introduction to what salvation is and from the Hebraic perspective, and how and who salvation relates with. Now, when we hear salvation, what do we think about? When we hear the word salvation, in our culture in the West, when we hear salvation, we think about what? What do we think about?
Being saved.
Being saved. What else?
Christ.
Safety. Reconnecting. So now all those things, they are true. However, what's the purpose of salvation? Why salvation? Why salvation? What's the whole reason for salvation? Why did Christ came on earth die? Why did he die? Why did he offer salvation? To whom he offered salvation? What's the purpose of salvation? What do you think? Why did he come and die?
Eternal life.
Eternal life. To teach. Redemption.
To quench the wrath of Yahweh.
To quench the wrath of Yahweh. To quench the wrath of Yahweh. Now, which one do you think is right? To teach?
All of the above.
Huh? All of the above?
Yep. To quench the wrath of God. To quench the wrath of the Lord.
That's right. That's the only one that is right. There's one reason Christ came on this earth. One reason and one reason only. And if we don't get that, we miss what salvation is. Christ didn't come to die primarily for who? None of us. None of us. He came for one reason and one reason only. Somebody find John chapter 6 and verse 38 for me. John 6:38.
I got the Army Bible.
John said, I came down from heaven not to do my will, but the will of him that sent me.
Okay, read like about three verses prior, and then stop at that verse to me.
So we're reading from verse 35?
Oh.
Verse 35, go ahead. From verse 35, go ahead.
Come. Read. Oh, and Jesus said unto them, I am the bread of life, and that come to me shall never hunger. He that believe on me shall never thirst. I say unto you, he also that see me believe not. All that the Father give me shall come to me, and him that come to me I will in not wise cast out. Then, that's what the verse 38. For I came down from heaven not to do my own will, but the will of him that sent me.
Very good. So whose will Yeshua came down here to do?
Yahweh.
Yahweh's will. But then what is salvation? Remember last week we talked about salvation and what this word means. Now when we look at the word salvation, it comes from a Hebrew word. Yasha. Yasha. And remember what we say this word mean. Care. This word Yasha, it means to care. And if Shah in itself just means to care. And when we conjugate this word with a yeh, a yor, we get what? We get he who cares. So he who cares, because this yod prefix the sha, it's he who cares. So now we're seeing this word, which we call Jesus or Yeshua, right? This word Yeshua, it's when conjugated, this is the root of the word. And this root word, it's now bringing about Yeshua. And we know Yeshua or Jesus or Joshua, what we know it to be? He who save. Yeshua. He who save. So now, he who save. But when we hear that in the West, we just thinking about God saving man from what? From sin. From sin. Now, is that true? If God is saving man from their sin, why is...
No, why did Yeshua come?
Why do we still sin? Why men going to church every day, accepting this God, this Jesus, and still living like what? Devils. Then it becomes puzzling that this God is really what? Schizophrenic. I don't want to believe a God like that. And Yeshua, he is not that God that we think that he is. He is not. Definitely not. Somebody find Exodus 15:2 for me. This word, when you could find it, and you could look it up, you could find it in the Strong's 3467, and it literally means to rescue, and it's a verb, and it's an active word. It's an active, a present active verb. It means to rescue or save, right? And that's how they translate it. But when you do an analysis of this word, as we saw last week, we see this word, it means, what we said this was again? Remember? A sharp, a sharp, a sharp eye, but I want the Hebraic function. A sharp look, that's right, a sharp look. One who gives a sharp look. Who gives a sharp look?
Shepherds.
Mothers, fathers, brothers, sisters. They give sharp looks. Why do they give sharp looks? Why? Why do they give sharp looks?
Because you're a hooligan?
Because they?
Because they care.
That's the only reason. No one will give a sharp look unless they what?
Care.
Unless they care. But this word care, it has lost its meaning in our culture. Because when we look at people sharply, what they tend to say?
Stop judging.
I'm a starer. I am a real shepherd. This is what Yahweh has placed within me. This is why I'm a rabbi. This is why I am who I am. My wife will always tell me, John, you stare too much. But I can't help it. After I done read this mitzvot, this Torah, it's impossible for me not to stare. This word disquiet me. And if it disquiet me, what I have to do? Who gave the first sharp look? We just read it. In John 6:38. We read that? We read John 6:38? Yeah. Whose will he came down to accomplish? Yahweh's will. So if he come to do Yahweh's will, why is he caring? Why does he care? What's the reason he care? Why does he care? Hope I spell it right.
Bride.
Who is his bride?
Yeah.
Who is Yeshua's bride? Salvation, no man, no church, no religion could ask you if you want to accept.
Jesus.
None. All this crap they're going around and they're saying so much a revival and by the thousand accepting Christ. That's a lie. It's a blatant lie. People are going to hell because hope I spell that right.
Think.
Think.
Hope I spell that right.
Yeah.
Filthy.
THY.
T-H-Y.
Is that P or F?
F. Filthy.
Who is this?
Us.
This is?
Man.
Can this go before Yahweh?
No.
One word will describe this. What is the word will describe this? What is sin?
Dysfunctionality.
T-I-Y. Yeah. T-I-Y.
Dysfunctionality. Who don't know what is dysfunctionality? Who don't know? But if I ask, what is sin? I get a total different answer from each.